So while I was waiting for the sealer to dry, I cut the stencil, which is there. It says thankful. And then I placed the top part of my stencil here, and it says always be thankful, and then on the bottom it'll say hello fall. And then I pre-mixed the paints that I'm going to use, and here are all the paints that I used. Again, they're all just dollar store. I think the green one is from Walmart. But I had to mix a few of them. Like, to get this green, I had to use yellow, green, and brown to get a fallish brown. And for this yellow, I used the bright yellow and brown to get a more fallish yellow. And for the orange is really bright from the dollar store, so I used a little bit of black to darken up that orange. And then I just wanted to show you what I use for stencil. So this I got at Walmart. It's just peel and stick. It's by Duck Brand. You get it in the same place that you get the contact paper, which is here, and use the contact paper for the transfer tape. It looks like this. There's the transfer tape. And I use this for stencil just because it's inexpensive and it sticks really well to the wood, but not so well that it also peels up the sealer. So it does a pretty good job. This particular piece, it's 18 inch by 9 feet. It's a roll, and I think it's just under $4. The way that I apply the paint is just with these little foam makeup triangles, I guess they're called, or I don't know. Anyways, you can pick them up at the dollar store again for $1.25. I think 30 of them come in a pack. So I'm just going to go over on how I apply the acrylic paint. So first I'm just going to grab a little bit of white. I make sure that I take off the excess, or the excess of paint, so there's not a lot of paint on there. And then I apply it to the stencil. Sometimes you need to grab a little bit more, just dab it off, come back. Now, when you do it this way, you have to do a few passes. So this will probably need 4 or 5 sponges just because it's white and it's going on a dark surface. So as you can see, it's there, but you can definitely see the dark in there as well, the dark background. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm gonna grab this one to do my pumpkins. Don't worry if you don't get the entire surface, just because you'll do so many passes that eventually you'll get all the little bits. So I'm going to start to do my green leaf over here. Just going to grab some paint. There's some cartoons going on in the background. My 2-year-old daughter loves Marsha and Bear. Okay. Okay. So I'm probably going to do 3 or 4 passes of each color. to get the exact color I'm looking for. And then I'm going to apply the thankful part to my board. Now I'm going to take you over here and show you exactly what the stencil looks like. So I've measured out on my Cricut the THAN. That's as long as I could get on a 24-inch Cricut mat. So I attached these letters so that I don't have to measure each individual letter on the board. So I've grouped them all together. I attached it in Cricut so that at least these 4 letters, I don't have to measure in between them all. And then for the rest of the letters, the K, F, U, L, again, I attached them all together. So the only measuring that I'm going to do on the board is in between the N and the K. I want to make sure that the spacing is correct that way. But it definitely helps when you attach the letters on the design space so that you're not having to space each individual letter on the actual board itself. So it's going to save you a heck of a lot of time if you just cut it as one group. Now, you are going to use more material, but again, if you're using the peel and stick that I showed you before, it's $4 for 18 or 9 feet of it. So I'm not really too concerned about cost. But if you are using like a Cricut brand vinyl for your stencil, then you would probably want to cut each individual letter out so that you could save the space and the material. But for me, I'm not entirely concerned about that. And then here is the happy fall. So I've begun weeding it. I just need to finish it here before I put it obviously on the board.